First Contact and Warning Grand Archon. Nyxar Krell stood before the vast holographic display that dominated the command center of the Nexus Dominion's flagship, the Inexorable. His 6 eyes narrowed as he studied the small blue-green planet rotating, slowly in the projection. 3,000 years of Dominion expansion had brought countless worlds under their control, and this unremarkable planet would soon join them. "Report," he commanded, his voice resonating through the chamber. Science Director Vex Alara moved forward, her slender form gliding across the polished floor. The planet designates Sol 3, locally known as Earth, houses a civilization that has achieved rudimentary spaceflight and digital communications. Their technology is approximately level 3 on the Dominion scale, making them suitable for standard assimilation protocols. Krell's multiple limbs twitched with anticipation. Level 3 civilizations were perfect, advanced enough to provide useful resources and labor, but not developed enough to pose any meaningful resistance. The Dominion's strategy was always the same: send reconnaissance ships, assess military capabilities, then overwhelm with an invasion force large enough to force immediate surrender. Begin preliminary scans. I want detailed information on their defensive capabilities and governmental structures within one rotation, Krell ordered. Within hours, the Dominion had dispatched 3 stealth reconnaissance vessels toward Earth. These ships, equipped with the most advanced cloaking technology in the known galaxy, had infiltrated the defenses of hundreds of worlds undetected, but this time was different. Captain Alara Caney of the Earth Defense Force sat bolt upright in her command chair as alarms blared throughout the Sentinel, Earth's newest orbital defense platform. "Report," she demanded, her dark eyes scanning the tactical displays that surrounded her. Lieutenant Commander Chen's fingers danced across his console. 3 unknown vessels just entered the Kuiper Belt, Captain. They're using some kind of stealth technology, but our quantum detection grid picked them up instantly. Alara smiled slightly. The quantum detection system was brand new, a technological breakthrough that the public didn't even know existed yet. Earth had kept many of its advancements secret, preparing for the day they knew would eventually come. "Classification?" she asked. "Unknown design, but definitely not human. They're moving faster than anything in our fleet, and their energy signatures suggest propulsion technology far beyond our official capabilities." Ilara nodded. "So, they've finally found us. For decades, Earth's governments had united under the knowledge that humanity was not alone. Long-range sensors had detected signals and evidence of interstellar civilizations, and Earth had made a collective decision: prepare in secret. While publicly appearing to advance at a normal technological pace, Earth's combined scientific minds had been working feverishly behind the scenes, developing technologies that leapfrogged conventional development paths. "Intercept course," Alara ordered. "Let's see what they're made of." The Sentinel's engines flared to life, propelling the seemingly modest station toward the intruders. To outside observers, the Sentinel appeared to be a standard orbital platform, but appearances were deceiving. As the Sentinel approached the alien vessels, Alara opened a communication channel on all frequencies. "Attention, unknown vessels. This is Captain Alara Caney of the Earth Defense Force. You have entered restricted space without authorization. Identify yourselves immediately." There was silence for several moments before a response came. The view screen flickered, revealing a being unlike anything humans had ever officially encountered. A creature with multiple limbs and a cluster of eyes set in a face that seemed both insectoid and reptilian. "This is Scout Commander Zax of the Nexus Dominion. Your detection of our vessels is unexpected. We are conducting a standard survey of this sector." Ilara's expression remained neutral. "Your survey has violated sovereign territory. The Sol system is under Earth's protection. You will leave immediately." The alien commander's multiple eyes blinked in what seemed like amusement. "Earth has no standing in the galactic community. The Nexus Dominion claims this sector by right of exploration. We will continue our survey." "That's not going to happen," Alara replied calmly. "This is your only warning. Leave this system now and inform your leaders that Earth is not open for exploration or contact at this time. Any further incursions will be met with force." Commander Zax's expression shifted to something resembling confusion. Your technological level does not support such threats. Our scans indicate your vessel is unarmed. Ilara smiled. Then your scans are incomplete. She nodded to Chen, who pressed a sequence on his console. The Sentinel's outer hull began to shift and transform, panels sliding away to reveal weapon systems that had been completely hidden from view. Energy readings spiked as systems that had appeared dormant suddenly activated. These are merely a fraction of Earth's defensive capabilities, Ilara continued. We have observed your kind from afar and chosen isolation. We will defend that choice. Leave now. This is your only warning. The alien commander stared in obvious shock. This is impossible. Our intelligence indicated. Your intelligence is incomplete, Ilara interrupted. Now make your choice. Leave, or we will be forced to demonstrate exactly how serious we are about our privacy. After a moment of visible internal conflict, the alien commander gave what appeared to be a gesture of acquiescence. We will withdraw. For now. But the Nexus Dominion does not recognize your claim to this system. We will return. Then you will regret it, Ilara replied simply. Earth warned you once. We won't do so again. As the three reconnaissance vessels turned and accelerated away from the solar system, Ilara activated her secure communication link to Earth's Unified Defense Command. This is Captain Kane. First contact has occurred as predicted. They've withdrawn for now, but they'll be back, and in greater numbers. She paused. It's time to activate Protocol Thunderbolt. Back aboard the Inexorable, Grand Archon Krell listened to Scout Commander Zax's report with mounting disbelief and rage. Are you telling me that a Level 3 civilization detected our stealth vessels and threatened them with technology we couldn't even scan properly? He demanded, his voice rising with each word. Zax's image flickered in the holographic display. They appeared to have technology far beyond our initial assessment, Archon. Their vessel transformed before our eyes, revealing weapon systems that our sensors couldn't classify. Krell slammed one of his limbs down on the command console. Impossible. No civilization develops that rapidly without detection. Our monitoring protocols would have noted any significant technological leaps. Science Director Vex Ilara stepped forward cautiously. Unless they deliberately concealed their advancement, Archon, it would be unprecedented, but not impossible, for a species to present a technological facade. Krell's eyes narrowed as he considered this possibility. In 3,000 years of expansion, the Dominion had never encountered a species that had anticipated first contact and deliberately hidden their capabilities. The very idea was disturbing. It suggested a level of foresight and strategic thinking that the Dominion had never attributed to lesser species. It changes nothing, he finally declared. If these humans wish to resist, they will learn the true meaning of Dominion power. Prepare the subjugation fleet. We will not be deterred by primitive threats and technological tricks. As orders went out across the vast network of Dominion-controlled space, thousands of warships began to mobilize. The standard response to resistance was overwhelming force, a fleet large enough to make the outcome inevitable. But for the first time in millennia, a sense of unease spread through the highest levels of Dominion command. The humans had issued their warning with a confidence that seemed incongruous with their apparent level of development, and the Dominion was about to test whether that confidence was justified. Little did they know that Earth had spent decades preparing for this moment. The warning had been given. Now humanity stood ready to demonstrate exactly why the Nexus Dominion should have heeded it. The reckoning 6 standard months after the initial encounter, the Dominion subjugation fleet arrived at the edge of the Sol system. Nearly 300 warships, led by the flagship Inexorable, dropped out of faster-than-light travel in a display of military might meant to crush any hope of resistance before battle was even joined. Grand Archon Nixar Krell stood on the command deck, his 6 eyes fixed on the holographic representation of the small blue-green planet that had dared to defy the Dominion. Communications broadcast the standard surrender ultimatum on all frequencies, he ordered. Give them 1 standard hour to capitulate before we begin planetary bombardment. The message was simple and had been used thousands of times across the galaxy. Surrender and accept Dominion rule, or face annihilation. Few civilizations had ever chosen the latter option, and none had survived it. The response came almost immediately. The main view screen activated to show a human female with dark skin and silver-streaked hair. She wore a simple blue uniform, with minimal insignia, nothing like the elaborate military regalia the Dominion expected from a planetary defense force. "This is Admiral Maya Reyes of the Earth Defense Force," she stated calmly. "We received your message, Archon Krell. Our response is the same as before. Leave this system immediately. This is still your only warning." Krell's upper limbs twitched in what his species recognized as amusement. "You were warned of our coming, and this is your response? No pleas for mercy, no offers of tribute or surrender, just the same empty threat." Admiral Reyes's expression remained impassive. "We don't make empty threats, Archon. We told your scouts to inform you that Earth is not open for contact or conquest. You chose not to listen." "You speak as though you have a choice," Krell responded. "Look upon the might of the Dominion and understand your situation. We have conquered 1,000 worlds with less force than we bring against you today." "We've studied your conquest patterns," Reyes replied. "Your tactics are predictable. Your technology is impressive but stagnant. You've relied on overwhelming force for so long that you've forgotten how to innovate." She leaned forward slightly. Humanity never stopped innovating. Before Krell could respond, sensor alarms blared across the command deck. "Archon!" The sensor officer called out an alarm. "Energy readings throughout the system, they're activating some kind of network." On the tactical display, points of light began to appear, not just around Earth but throughout the entire system. Asteroids that had registered as simple space rocks were powering up, revealing themselves to be disguised weapon platforms. The moons of Jupiter and Saturn showed sudden energy signatures, and what had appeared to be mining operations on Mars transformed into massive defense installations. "Impossible," Vexillara whispered. "They've weaponized their entire system." Admiral Reyes's image remained on screen. "You see, Archon, we've been watching the stars for a very long time. We detected signals from your Dominion centuries ago and realized that eventually you would find us, so we prepared. While allowing you to believe we were just developing basic spaceflight, we were building a defense network throughout our entire system." Krell's rage built as he realized the magnitude of the deception. "Launch all fighters. Begin the attack pattern. We will not be intimidated by light shows and bluffs." The Dominion fleet began to move forward, formations tightening as they prepared for the standard overwhelming assault that had broken planetary defenses 1,000 times before. That's when Earth showed its true hand. The space between the Dominion fleet and Earth seemed to ripple and distort. What had appeared to be empty vacuum suddenly revealed dozens of previously invisible defense platforms. They hadn't been hidden behind stealth technology. They had somehow been phase-shifted into a dimensional state that Dominion sensors couldn't detect. "All ships, evasive maneuvers," Krell shouted, but it was too late. The Earth Defense Network activated simultaneously, but instead of conventional energy weapons or missiles, the human defenses fired something the Dominion had never encountered before. Beams of coruscating energy that seemed to bend and twist reality itself lanced out from multiple points. Where these beams struck Dominion ships, the vessels didn't explode or break apart. They simply ceased to exist in normal space, folded into some other dimension with mathematical precision. "What is this technology?" Vexillara gasped, her scientific curiosity momentarily overriding her fear. "They're manipulating dimensional barriers on a scale that should be theoretically impossible." On the view screen, Admiral Reyes watched the chaos with calm determination. "We call it the Einstein-Rosen matrix. Turns out humans have a unique approach to physics. We don't just accept limitations, we find ways around them." In less than 10 minutes, a third of the Dominion fleet had simply vanished from normal space. The remaining ships broke formation, attempting to regroup against an enemy that attacked from seemingly impossible vectors. "Archon, we must retreat," the fleet commander urged. "We cannot fight an enemy that controls the fundamental fabric of space." Krell's pride warred with his survival instinct. In 3,000 years, the Dominion had never retreated from a Ma'aik, Level 3 civilization. But what they faced wasn't Level 3. It wasn't on the scale at all. "All ships, emergency faster-than-light jump," he finally ordered. "Retreat to Rendezvous Point Alpha." As the remaining Dominion vessels frantically calculated, escape vectors, Admiral Reyes spoke one last time. "Remember this, Archon Krell. Earth warned you once, we won't do so again. Spread the word throughout your Dominion. The Sol system is off limits. Any future incursions will be met with even less restraint than we've shown today." The inexorable shuddered as its faster-than-light drive engaged, tearing it away from the devastating defeat. Krell stared at the tactical displays showing the catastrophic losses, almost 40% of the subjugation fleet gone, not destroyed but removed, from reality in a way their science couldn't explain. "How?" he finally asked, turning to Vexillara. "How could they advance so far without our knowledge?" The science director's expression was troubled. "I believe we fundamentally misunderstood human nature, Archon. Most species, when they detect a greater power in the galaxy, either seek alliance or hide. Humans did neither. They prepared. They studied us from afar and developed technologies specifically designed to counter our advantages. Krell's defeat would send shockwaves throughout the Dominion. For the first time in its long history, the Nexus Dominion had not just been defeated, it had been outmaneuvered by a species it had grossly underestimated. On Earth, Admiral Reyes stood in the Global Defense Command Center, surrounded by representatives from nations around the world. The mood was somber despite their victory. "Will they return?" asked the Chinese delegate. "Eventually," Reyes replied. "But not soon. They'll need to reconsider their entire understanding of technological development and military strategy first. We've shattered their worldview." The Russian representative leaned forward. "And when they do return, will we be ready?" Reyes smiled slightly. "We'll be more than ready. The Einstein-Rosen matrix was just one of our defensive systems. We have dozens more in development." She looked around the room. "Humanity's greatest strength has always been our creativity under pressure. We spent centuries fighting each other, developing ways to overcome stronger opponents through innovation and unconventional thinking. Now we'll apply that same ingenuity to defending our place in the galaxy." The American president nodded. "So, what's our next move?" "We continue as planned," Reyes replied. "Maintain our low profile, accelerate our defensive research, and prepare for the day when we decide to step onto the galactic stage on our own terms." She paused, looking at the display showing the retreating Dominion ships. "And we make sure the message spreads throughout the galaxy. Earth warned them once, that was all the warning they needed." In the vastness of space, the remnants of the once mighty subjugation fleet limped home, carrying with them a message that would forever change the Nexus Dominion's understanding of the galaxy. Somewhere in the cosmos, a small blue-green planet orbited an unremarkable yellow star, a planet that had just rewritten the rules of galactic conquest. Earth had given its warning, and as the Dominion had learned to its cost, it was a warning that should have been heeded.